Yeah, so come and stand in the middle of your mat. Just wiggle your toes. Draw the arches up underneath your feet. Soften the knees slightly, and then when you soften the knees, you get to tuck that pelvis under. Tuck the pelvis under, and immediately you've got to pull in that pelvic floor. So pulling in, and then take the TVA where the belly button sits. Draw that back towards the spine. Now take a little lift on the rib cage. Nice little lift. Roll the shoulders down and back. Find some length at the back of the neck, so slightly dip the chin down towards the chest. Turn the palms so you're facing towards me. Feel a little bit of an opening on the chest. So press the feet down into the floor. So I want you to actually make a bit of an effort there to kind of scrunch toes and press down towards the ground. So we're going to pull in pelvic floor, pull in TVA. We're going to pull in 100%. We're going to hold for 6 seconds. And then we're going to take a slow release. So, ready, 6, 5, 4, 100%. 3, 2, 1. Slow release. So notice what happens to your fingers when you release, right? And again, pelvic floor. TVA, pull in, try not to hold the breath. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And a slow release. 2 more. Pull in 100%. Really work that pelvic floor. So both bits. So you pull from the front back, but then also pull from the back to the front, right? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Keep the shoulders nice and relaxed. Last one. Pull in 100%. Pelvic floor. Pull the belly button in, back towards the spine. Gauge that TVA. Keep that length at the back of the neck. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax the shoulders. Now take that down to 50%. So we've got a little bit of engagement. We know it's there. So my favourite then, drift the arm up level with your shoulder. Take the ear down, nice and slow neck release. Then reach out to the side. Get that squeeze down the side, but still pulling in TVA. Recenter, lift. Now I'm going to add a new move here. Arm up towards the ceiling, draw it back down level with the shoulder in front. Then take it up. Try and keep the shoulder down and back. Then take it over for your side bend. Hand on hip, nice little bit of support, hips still. So let's go same side. So we're going to do 4 on this side. So it's lift, ear down to shoulder. Keep your hips still in the same place and reach to the side. Recenter and lift, shoulders down and back. Draw that hand down in front of the shoulder. Lift it back up. Take it over. Side bend. Draw in the core, press into the feet. And again. And ear down. Draw that arm up towards the ceiling. Bring the arm level down to the shoulder. Lift it up. Take it over, side bend. Tying it in with the breath in now. So breathing out, lift. Breathing in, breathing out into these extensions. Breathing in, recenter. Breathing out, lift. Breathing in, come down. Breathing out, up into that extension. Taking it over, take a breath in that side bend. Filling out the chest. Exhale, release, and then we're going to go 4 on the other side. So lifting up, feet hip width, soften those knees, ear down to shoulder. Take a check, you're pulling in that pelvic floor, reach to the side. Recenter, lift, get the shoulders down and back. Bring that arm down level with the shoulder. TVA pulled in, lift it back up, over on that side bend, hand on hip, hips are still. Recenter. 3 more, lift. Neck release. Shoulder glide. Recenter, lift. Bring that arm forwards. Shoulders are down and back, lift. Take it over. Breathing into that side bend. Nice, 2 more, lift. Neck release, starting to get a bit of flow now. Keep the hips still. Arm up towards the ceiling, bring that arm down. Lift. Over to your side bend, hips still. Press into those feet, recenter. Last one. Exhale into these extensions. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in, reach. Breathing out. Into that side bend. Take a breath here. Fill out the chest with air. And release. Recentering then, and then we're going to go up onto our toes next. So feet hip width apart. Turn the palms towards me. Circle the arms all the way around the body. Come up, so hands touching like a prayer over the head and come up onto your toes. So there's a balance. Then press the air away, turn the palms down and bring those heels back down. 4 more. Breathing in. And if you want to add in, that's super tricky on the balance, take the eye gaze up. Be prepared to wobble. Bring it back down, heels down. And 3. Lowering down. Really use those fingertips, spread the fingers. And again, lifting up onto the heels, just a little bit of calf raising, double leg. Lower it down. Still working with that pelvic floor, that TVA. Last one, reaching up, prayer. Pressing the air down, heels down. I'm going to go straight into our squats then. So check your feet hip width, scrunch up your toes. Arches nicely lifted off the floor. Take the hips back in space. Get that release on the lower back. Draw yourself up, squeeze the glutes. And then again. Eye gaze goes towards the front of the mat. So it is kind of set down slightly. Keep pressing up. So a few little things we'll put in here. So coming down, coming up, and then I'm going to give you a little challenge if you want it. Coming down, and then see if you can drop down to your knees, and then come back up to a squat, okay? So I'll change my camera angle so you can see that. Oops. There goes the crockery. So you go squat, lift up the heels, come down slowly onto the knees, then it's a challenge, sweep the arms forwards, lifting up, right? You can always do that. You can come down, you've got that balance. You can always use your hands here, right? And then lift up. Because it's kind of quite tricky move this to come all the way down. Lift up, back into squat position, and lift out, right? A lot of core in there. It's kind of tricky. 2 more. And then lift. Then sweep the arms forwards, coming out of that squat. It was a challenge, right? Last one, I was just watching the screens on that. Okay, facing this way then. Bring the arms forwards. Show you like this. Reach the right arm up towards the ceiling and then just take it all the way around the body like a big rainbow and reach it behind the body. So it's a really nice chest stretch. And then when you're in the chest stretch, take a moment here to really extend right through these arms. And you can look to the side or look behind you. Take a check you're still drawing in the core, recenter it. Let's do 3 more on this side, so let's keep working on the right. Opening out. Feel the chest stretch. Recenter to the forward, to the front. Lift up and over. It's like a little rainbow. Really reach these arms up, so we're not bending in the elbows. We've got this really nice straight arm. We're reaching right through these fingertips. Soften the knees, tuck the pelvis under. Brilliant. Now go to the other side. So left arm, lift. Take it all the way around. We don't really stretch our chest enough, do we? This is I can really feel this. Opening out. It's always opening the heart as well. We've got so much of our important organs up in that chest area with our breathing, our lungs. We've got to try and keep all of that open. Breathing out into the extension, the lift over. And you get into that extension, look behind, have a little work through. Last one. Try and get as wide as you can in that full position. Coming back to the front then. Standard one then, elbows in, shoulders down and back. Go for a scapular set. Check here the elbows are neatly tucked into your sides. You're not arching the lower back, so just tuck that pelvis under. Pull in pelvic floor, pull in TVA. If you fancy it, you can take a calf stretch, so take a nice stride. Just push back the back heel, push it down. Scrunch up the toes. Notice what's happening with your shoulders, so check your shoulders on up towards your ears, so shoulders down away from ears. Swap legs on the calf stretch if you're there. Try and keep the fingers relaxed. Just 2 more. Pelvic floor engaged. Last one. A nice slow roll down in now. So chin to chest and then vertebrae by vertebrae. Slide the hands down. And maybe you only feel like going to your knees today, that's totally fine. If you want a little bit more, knees softly bent. Come down towards the mat. Release the lower back and chin to chest. Slowly uncurl. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Coming up to that top position and the posture position that we start with. And again, chin to chest. Knees are soft. Coming all the way down. Perhaps just brush the fingertips on the mat. Uncurl. Pelvis tucked under, pelvic floor in. 2 more. Really nice way just to calm the nervous system down, do things nice and slowly. Just putting a little bit of pressure through the legs. As in like sliding your hands, touching your legs. Last one. Chin down towards chest, knees soft. Press down into the mat. Slowly uncurl. Finish with those shoulders. Last little balance then, so I'm just going to transfer the weight onto one foot. So lifting up the other foot. Yeah, I have big high knee, I was just showing you on the angle. And then all I'm going to do today is close your eyes, okay? So hold this balance and close your eyes. Perhaps count to 10. So it's a really nice kind of feeling type balance. Think about what's working here. So big toe pressing into the mat. Little toe engaging and scrunching in. Pelvic floor engaged. Glute firing. So that glute, that you're squeezing your bum. TVA's pulled in. The shoulders here. Shoulders are loose and relaxed. Once you've done your 10, you're not holding that breath. Switch sides. So put the weight through the other foot. And again, go pelvic floor, fire the glute, press that foot down into the mat. Just release the shoulders. Close your eyes, count to 10. It's so simple, isn't it? And yet, like, such a challenge. Okay, a little bit of a shake out and then make your way down. We're going to meet in downward dog. So, pedal yourself through. So again, it's like a little bit of stretching for the calf muscles. There we go. Lifting your hips up towards the ceiling. Think about sending your chest towards your thighs. So you're getting this stretch on the backs of the shoulders. Now often, like my legs are tight, my hamstrings are tight. To get in that downward dog, I've really got to think about bending the knees first and then working at sparring biceps towards each other. Get the ears in between the arms and then slowly straightening out the legs. So work on the legs second, think about the shoulders, the chest first. Send the chest towards your thighs, lift up those hips, pedal through if you want to Just test out the hamstrings. Try not to hold the breath. So, because we're inverted, so our head, the blood is rushing to our head. It's really invigorating. Kind of good for you, right? Again, one last time, send the hips up. Have a go at straightening through the legs. Then we're going to play a little bit with our dog. So we're going to drift forward, shoulders over wrists. So again, working a little bit upper body strength, like what I was talking about last week, right? Pulling pelvic floor, pulling TVA. Then send it back up to dog. You can always bend the knees, right? You might get a bit of a nicer stretch on the shoulders this way. Then come again back into your plank position. Tuck the pelvis under, really pulling in the core. 3 more. And as you do this, when we do a cat stretch, think about coming up into a cat stretch into the downward dog. Then you can send the hips forwards, shoulders over wrist, a plank. Cat stretch, so get that space between the shoulder blades, and then ease up into those hips. Kind of a nice kind of flow to it. 2 more, down to plank. Check you're not holding that breath. Last one then, lifting up those hips at your downward dog. Should get that stretch on the shoulders. Drift it back down to plank, shoulders down away from ears, drawing the core. Bending the knees in, and then just step the left foot forwards. Placing your hands there on the knee. You just check your hip width here. Just taking a nice hip flexor stretch. So you should feel the hip flexor on the right. Just allow gravity to send the hips down. Then we're going to make cactus arms. A few weeks back now. So find cactus arms to open out the chest. Breathing in, reaching those arms up towards the ceiling. Breathing out, further come down into your cactus. Draw in pelvic floor. And then lift. Reaching up, breathing in. Breathing out. See if you can open a little bit more on the chest with your cactus. 2 more. Breathing in, reaching up. Eye gaze forwards. Breathing out, cactus. Send those elbows back in space. Last one, reach, breathing in. Breathing out, cactus. Opening in the chest. Really nice. Just simply then come down, switch legs. Right leg forwards. Find your balance up in that low lunge. Take your hands on the knee. Send the hips down with gravity. Drawing the pelvic floor TVA still though, right? Find your cactus. And with cactus, you can really think about sending the shoulder blades together. Get that really squeeze there. Breathing in, send the arms up towards the ceiling. Breathing out, cactus. Try not to arch the lower back too much in there. 3 more, breathing in, reach. Breathing out, cactus. So in terms of our breathing, we can think about breathing in through the nose for count of 5. Breathing out through the nose for count of 5. Last one, I think. Breathing in and breathing out. Should get that nice stretch on that hip flexor. Come down then. Come onto all fours position. And just from that, let's just take a little upward cat. So send the chin to the chest, look at the knees, tuck the tummy in. Just have a moment with that upward cat. Think about connecting with that pelvic floor. Space between the shoulder blades. Maybe you can feel the stretch on the backs of the arms. So come down to neutral spine. Pelvic floor in, TVA in. We're going to go a nice simple low handshake, right hand, straighten the left leg. Really simple now. Breathing out into the extension, lift and lower. Same side. Breathing out, lift. Breathing in, lower eye gaze to the front of the mat. Breathing out, lift. You should feel the squeeze on that left glute. Did quite a bit of work on those glute activations last week. and lower. See if you can work with long levers here. So straight leg on the left. So that foot's just off the mat at the back, right? Feel the tension right through the leg. So working with connections from the feet, so you can even point those toes. So glutes going all the way down to the feet. Check that the head isn't just dipping down below the shoulders. So keep that length at the back of the neck. 4 more. Breathe out into those extensions, really reaching forwards. Try and get that arm up level with the shoulder. 2 left. Pelvic floor in, TPA in. Last one. Oh, I can feel that in my glute. Okay, let's switch sides. Low handshake on the left. Right leg extend. Breathing out, lift. Breathing in, lower. Keep thinking pelvic floor, TBA. Is there anyone here you'd really like to shake hands with this slowly? Oh, there's a thought. Starting to really squeeze into that right glute. Nice and slow, tie in with the breath. Breathing out left. Breathing in lower. Nice stable base, hips still. Just start feeling it into that glute now. 4 more. Long levers. Try and get that arm up level with the shoulder. And 3. And 2. Last one. Breathing out left. Breathing in lower. So almost like your cat stretch, but let's take a wrist stretch. Is just turn your hands, your fingers so they face towards your knees. So try not to arch in the lower back to sort of upward cat. So we just stay in neutral, or if you want, lift up the shoulders. Take a moment here for the wrists. So we're going back to the breath. We're going to breathe in for 5 through the nose. And breathing out for 5. So if you know you're hypermobile, just be aware of this stretch. Try not to take it so that your inner elbow really sticks out, right? So if anyone's hypermobile, keep the control on that. Okay, and then just a little bit of a shake out. Come all the way down towards the floor. I've got a little wooden duck here. Don't know what you guys have got. What have you got? So if you've got the space, take cactus arms again. We're gonna. Oh, what has Mario got? Hold it still. Oh, you've got a duck as well. Another wooden duck. 2. Why do we buy wooden ducks? What is that all about? What's Chris? Chris has got a duck as well. Oh no, it's a tortoise. Love it. Oh, brilliant. Oh dear. Okay, forehead down to the mat. You know what this one's going to be. It's pelvic floor in. It's lift the head, the shoulders look down and lower. It's breathing out, lift, because we're breathing out into those extensions. Breathing in, lower. Really think about the connections here to the core, though, so pelvic floor in. Even the TVA, so draw the belly button up towards the spine. Such an essential move. If you want a little bit more, then lifting up the arms in your cactus shape and lower. So if you can get to the same height that you do when you have your elbows down, still thinking about TVA, belly button pulled in, still thinking about the pelvic floor. Then that crown of the head to the top of the head, shine it forwards to get the length at the back of the neck. Adding in and breathing out left, breathing in and breathing out. Reach those hands forwards. We're working into our extensions. Reach with the fingertips, then back to your cactus. Lower it down. Again, thinking about the crown of the head. So shining that forwards. Shining the light. Crown chakra. 2 more. Still drawing that belly button up towards the spine. And lower. Last one. Breathing out there. Breathe out into that extension. Reach as far as you can. Cactus. And lower. Just a moment here then. So see if you can T-shape your arms. So lying on our fronts, T-shape your arms. And then just bend both knees up. And then there's a gentle sway, like windscreen wipers here, of both feet over to one side and then over to the other side. So this is a kind of a lower back twist kind of release move. So up to you how far you want to put in the twist. If you want to take the feet all the way over, touch the floor. You can turn and look to the other side. So it's almost like a little spine twist, but prone. Kind of quite effective. Just nice and slow, like a massage. 2 more. And last one. So, lift yourself up then. From there, we're going to go to our planks. So elbows underneath your shoulders. Start by pelvic floor and TVA and lifting up those hips. Now we're going to think about really working, squeezing those TVA muscles, like the corset muscles. Where the belly button sits, really draw that up back towards the spine. If you want more, then straighten one leg, straighten the other leg. Let's hold. Notice if you're holding the breath. I'm going to do 30 seconds here, but I want you to think about the breath here. I want to see if you can breathe in through your nose for 5, out through your nose for 5. So go to the focus on the breath. If it's too hard coming out through your nose, just go out through the mouth. Keep thinking about pulling pelvic floor and TVA in. Think about pushing back through those heels. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lowering it down. 10 seconds rest. Woo! It's nice having plants, isn't it? Got some plants today with me. But I haven't watered them. I don't know who waters them. And again, they're lifting up the hips. If you want a little bit more, straightening out those legs. So going again to the twist like we've just done in the prone, you can allow a hip drop. So just let the hips drop to one side and then recenter. Take a moment in the center and then go to the other side. Drop and then recenter. Recenter the feet, recenter the heels. You can do the same thing there with the knees down. Think all the time, TVA, pelvic floor. Into that, just that little drop over. Just so you can just feel the pull there through the core. You don't want to go all the way over. Again, working with the breath. Try not to hold that breath. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 10 seconds rest. Whew. Ready to go again now. We did this one last week. It's the more of the upper body. So lifting up the hips. You can take the knees down or legs straight, whichever you choose. Pull now. Really pull and squeeze on the TVA. Pulling in. Find the pelvic floor. It's the one where you lift to a high plank, straight arms. We did it last week. And then we lower it back down. So it's a really good shoulder move here. Keep the shoulders down away from the ears. Send the shoulders back and lower. And lift. And lower. You can always do that with your legs straight. And lift. All the time pulling in through that core, working that squeeze. Notice now as well, as you do, you always put the same hand first when you go into your lift. So if you are always saying, like for me, I always favour my left, I'm going to go to my right now. Just switch that pattern over. See if you can notice it. And lift. 3 more. Keep drawing in. Think about these shoulders. Send them down away from the ears. Thinking again, you've got the crown shining forwards. Lift. Last one. And lower. And lift. From there, then sit back to your version of child's pose. So if it's all the way down on the knees, or maybe like slightly up, like your puppy dog. And just take palms together. Place that down in the mat in front of you. We're going to go for a stretch on the backs of the arms here. Bring your forehead down to the mat. And we're going to go back to the breath. So here, breathe in for 5 through the nose. And breathe out for 5 through the nose. So if you can send this breath right down to that lower back. Breathe some space in there. Get some release. 2 more breaths. So from there we're going to go on to our side. So just pick a side. Just check on the time. And it's been a couple of weeks, but let's do some clams. So line yourself up. Whether you like your head down or you like lifted on, get the stretch on the neck. Knee on knee, hip on hip, but then gently draw that top hip over. Maybe even pressing down slightly, heels together. Find pelvic floor, find TVA. Breathing out, lift that top knee. Find the glute med and lower. Should feel it pulling around the side, the back of the bum, lift. And lower. Notice here what's happening with the TVA. Try not to lose that TVA, lift. And lower. And left. Keep going. I'll just get myself a little bit more mat in my picture so see there's not like loads of it for the next few moves. 4 more. Breathing out left. Breathing in lower. And 3. Keep pulling in that pelvic floor, that TVA, and 2. And 1. Straightening out the legs. Nice and simple then, lift. Lift. Ribcage lift. Take that arm up and over. And release. Pelvic floor in, lift. And lift that double leg. Now really work at this extension down through the body. Lift that ribcage for your balance. Take the arm up and over. Check you're not holding your breath. And release. 2 more. Lift. Lift. Ribcage. And over. Such a good sort of full body move, this one. Last one. Lift. And lift. Ribcage. You've got to get that core going. Take the arm over. And release. Side kick now. We'll add in a twist. So you're just going to lift the top leg level with the hip. You might want to rest the head all the way down, or maybe just on the other hand for now. And then pressing down with this other hand, kick that foot forwards, flex the foot, then point the toe, bring it back. Hamstring stretching here, so see if you can get to 90 degrees and take it back. Take your time, don't rush this. Breathing out into your hamstring stretch. Breathing in, recenter. Hands behind head if you want a little bit more. Put in your twist, drop the elbow. Get back working with the chest. Touch the elbow in the front. Flex that foot. Full body twist. You need the core engaged to keep safe on these twists. So really think pelvic floor, TVA. Try and keep that leg level with the hips. Maybe you can feel that glute doing some work with this. Breathing out as you kick forwards. The last one. And release it back down. Brilliant. We're going to switch it over and go on to the other side. Starting with the clams then. Knees together. Push that top hip forwards just ever so slightly. Heels together. Notice what your feet are doing here. Are your feet all tense? Maybe you just want a nice little engagement underneath the arch. Pelvic floor in, TVA in. Lift and lower. Try not to be too leaning back here with the shoulders. You can almost take a little bit of weight over and forwards over the shoulders. And lift and lower. Breathe out, lift. Breathing in lower. Nice, starting to feel the glute med. Check if your feet are kind of really curling around each other. See if you can not let them really curl, so just take that little bit of tension out from them. And lower. Still pulling in that TVA, that pelvic floor. 4 more. And 3. And 2. And last one. Straightening out those legs in, ready for that double leg lift. Pelvic floor in, TVA and lift. Lift, rib cage, find the balance. Take the arm up and over. You really think here about pressing the side of the head into that other hand. Lift, lift. Find the rib cage lift, that's the full body part. Take the arm up and over, extend through those fingertips. And lower. 2 more, lift. And lift. Get that rib cage up. Arm over. And lower. Last one, lift. Lift. Rib cage. Take it over. And release. Into the side, kick the inside. That top foot flex. Kick forwards. Try and keep it hip height. Point the toe. Drive it back. Let's try and think about hamstring stretching here to 90 degrees. Point, taking it back. Keep the control, so use the core there so the hips don't wobble around. Haven't done this move for a little while, so might feel a bit different. Hands behind your head if you want to bring in that twist. Drop the elbow down. Touch the elbow in front. Flex that foot. Into your twist. Point the toe, take it back. Whew. Breathing out. 3 more. Still keeping that leg up at hip height. Maybe you can feel that in the glute working with that. Point the toe, drive it back. Last one, flex that foot, breathing out. And then releasing it down. We're going to go on our backs now. Check I've got enough space. So we're going to go for our 5 sets. We're going to go for 4 toe taps, 8 pulses, and then an 8-second hold. First set, beginner's layer. Shoulders relax, neutral spine. Pelvic floor in, TVA in. Feet, knees, hip width apart. And just first of all, find a right angle behind your knee. Get your set square out. Remember them. Ready then. Lift one leg to tabletop. Hips are still. Lower. Go 4. Switch. 3. And 2. And 1. Lift head and shoulders. Pulsing from the shoulders. Keep shoulders down away from ears. Draw in the tummy here. So work an imprint. Lower back down to mat. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slide the hands up to the knees. Maybe find a little bit more. Let's hold. Ribs to hips. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. You know what you're doing. Okay. 4 toe taps it is then. Try and keep the hips still. Work the imprint. 4. Shoulders are relaxed. 3, 2, 1. Lift and pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5. Stay strong in the wrists. 4, 3, 2, 1, straightening out those legs. Reach, find a little bit more, hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, keep breathing. 3, 2, 1, and release. Reset, ready to go again. 4 toe taps. 4, and 3, keep that lower back down towards the mat. 2, and 1, lift and pulse, imprint. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, straightening out those legs. And reach, ribs to hips. Breathe. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Find those right angles. 4 toe taps. 4, 3, breathing out. 2, 1, lift and pulse. 8, 7, really engage TVA here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, straightening those legs. Reach. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Last one. Let's go for this. 4 toe taps. 4, take the feet right to the end of that mat. 3, and 2, imprint. 1, lift and pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, straighten those legs, reach. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Take the arms over the head, straighten out the legs, scrunch up the fists, point the toes, squeeze the glutes, press the backs of the knees into the mat, bring your shoulders right up to your ears, scrunch up your face, big deep breath in, breathing out, just cactus the arms, let the feet turn out, relax the muscles in the face, take the shoulders down. Couple of long exhalations. Bending the knees then. Find neutral spine, knees, feet hip width apart, sliding one heel away, so we've got that heel slide. Reset. Just gently easing into that hip flexor stretch. And slide. You place your hands on the hips, see if we've got those hips still when we're doing this. So we're not tilting. Shoulders are relaxed. If you feel that your chin's lifting up towards the ceiling, grab a cushion, just place it under your head or fold over your mat. Keep the length there at the back of the neck. If you want a little bit more, then tabletop it. Press here to pull in TVA, imprint that lower back down. One heel pushes away, recenter. So that single leg stretch. And extend. Breathing out. Nice little add in if you want. Palms together, so prayer hands, arms straight up towards the ceiling. Drive that across to the bent knee. Then recenter. So bring it across. You've got to really work hard at keeping the hips still, not wobble the hips. Breathing out over. Recenter, take the shoulders, the back of the head down. And lift. Very much full body, full core here. Pelvic floor, TVA, rectus abdominis, and obliques. We've got them all. 4 more. Keep pressing those hands together. Keep imprinting. Shoulders resetting. Releasing the feet down. Keep the arms up towards the ceiling. Palms are facing each other, then turn the palms to the outside. Lift the shoulders off the mat, but press the back of the head into the mat. Turn it back around, press the shoulders in and release the head. And then again, press the head in, lift up the shoulders. Turn, press the shoulders in, Release the head. 2 more. Really work at pressing. And also with that, check your chins down towards your chest. Or maybe you're pressing into the cushion, right? Keep that length at the back of the neck. Last one. And lift. And lower. Adding in some circles here then. So take the arms over the head. Try here keeping the rib cage down. Don't let the rib cage flare. If you've got the space, circle that all the way around the body. Back towards the knees. And then we go again. Breathing out. Long out breaths now. See if you can take that out breath to maybe 8 seconds. We've been working on 5, let's see if we can get to some 8s. Again, we've got that length at the back of the neck. Maybe you're using a cushion there. Again, we're releasing, opening the chest, softening through the heart. If you haven't got the space, like I haven't got the space, so I'm just going to go back, and then I'm going to go and then bring it forwards, right? It's only because I haven't got the space. If you've got the space, it's kind of really nice to circle for the chest. Adding in, if you want, then tabletop it as your arms go over in circles, straightening out those legs, double leg stretch, then bringing them back in together, breathing in, breathing out, extend, breathing in, reset. Same amount of imprint that you use on your 100 sets. So think about that pelvic floor, that TVA, drawing in and reset. 3 more. Breathe out into that extension. Keep that length at the back of the neck. Chin dipping down to chest. Last one. Placing the feet down, T-shape the arms. Breathing out, let both knees drop across to one side, so lower back release. Looking in the other direction, so you've got your neck release. You've got your chest stretch. Breathe in, knees up towards the ceiling. Breathing out, drop the knees. Just enjoy it as a spine twist. Sort of did a little bit this like when we were on our front, we might feel a little bit more juicy on our backs. If you want a little bit more, tabletop it. Draw the knees over, then extend. Find those IT bands, find those hamstrings, bend in the middle, and then extend. Take your time, breathe out into the extension. You almost want to super glue your shoulders down to the mat with this. And the arms go really floppy into the arms. Keep the tension just there for the legs. And extend. Just 2 more then. At least there's no spiders in here. When I'm looking at the ceiling. There's loads in that train station. Bringing the feet down there, we'll take a quick hamstring stretch, so one leg up towards the ceiling. Not too long, we've already done a little bit of work on these in the side kick. Flexing the foot, or maybe a little circle for the ankle. Push away at the back of the knee. Shoulders are relaxed. Try and keep the back of the neck nice and long. Not tilting in the hips. And swap legs. So it's just a little wake up hamstring stretch. Perhaps a little circle, or just take a little flex. Check the hips aren't tilting. Push right at the back of the knee. Also check you're not holding your breath. So when you're stretching, you're going back to breathing in for 5, breathing out for 5, right? So releasing there, then we're going to go to our shoulder bridge. So walk the feet just slightly towards your bum a little bit. Check your feet, your knees are hip width. Slowly start with a pelvic tilt. Nice and slow, almost like a massage here for that lower back. Just feel the vertebrae by vertebrae coming into the mat. Slight lift on the hips, then pressing it back down. Even as you're just doing this really simple move, Are your knees turning out or wobbling? So if you can keep your knees still. When you're ready, and if you want to, next level, lifting up the hips in, take that bridge position, bring the arms up over the head. Really here, work at the length at the back of the neck, so your almost chin gets pushed towards the chest. Adding in if you want, if not, just take your bridge slowly back down. One leg lifting up. We're going to hold here, but then we're going to move the arms. So really work into the glute that you're pushing up from. Bring the arms back down. Don't wobble. Then, before touching, lift them back up. If we can, 4 times. Think about really pushing up through that glute. It's a glute strengthening move. Lower back strengthening. Breathing out. Finding that length in the back of the neck. Last one, arms up, arms over. Keep lifting up those hips as high as you can. Lowering the arms down, drop the leg, slowly vertebrae by vertebra. Try and get all that lower back to touch. Roll it, rock it back, and then we're going to go on the other side. Slowly lifting up as high as you can, arms up and over, length at the back of the neck. One leg lift, then bring the arms up and over 4 times. Really focus on this glute, the hip. Really think about pushing the hips up. We're not doing it for too long. Think about squeezing, pushing up through that glute. Try not to wobble as these arms come back up and over. Try not to hold the breath. Oh, it's that last one. Woo. Slowly lower that leg, lower the arms, vertebrae by vertebrae, lowering down. Hug the knees into the chest. Nice little stretch for the lower back, maybe a little rock or a side to side. If you can, then we're going to rock ourselves up to seated position. Ready to do a little bit of rocking actually, so we've been doing this every week. So if you want, if you're not keen on rocking, you just take your C shape, drop the lower back, and draw yourself up, shoulders down away from ears left. If you're with me, hold on to the shins, draw in the core, so find that connection, pelvic floor and TVA. We're going to rock back, stay nice and tightly curled up, come back to your hover. Use those core muscles, just rock back. Back to that hover. 2 more. Rocking back. And hover. Think about these shoulders here. Try and keep them down away from the ears. Last one. Rocking back. It's like a massage here for the spine. Nice. Place the feet down then. I want to give yourself a little bit more space. So going back to something we did in our warm-up here. So bring the arms just in front of you, shoulders down away from ears. And remember the rainbow. So draw the arm up and over, opening into the chest. So try that in that seated position, almost reaching that hand towards the back of the mat. Bring it back and over. Same side, 3 more. Lift. You can take that eye gaze back. Just feel into the chest and up and around the shoulder. Recenter. Notice if your knees are turning out, right? Because sometimes we're tight here in our shoulders and our chest, our knees will turn out to get us there, right? Try and keep the knees still. Engage those toes so the feet stay on the mat. We're going to go over to the other side. Lift up and over. Drawing a nice big rainbow. 3 more. Lift up and over. Almost thinking here, as you draw your rainbows, think about lifting the heart. Shine the heart up, forwards. Which is hard, right? This is hard when we're doing some of this chest work. 2 more. Lift up and over, look behind. And around. Last one. up and over. And round. Straightening out the legs. Slowly then, we're going to go just down to halfway. Halfway, and I want you to flex the feet, press those heels into the mat, and then drawing ourselves back up. Now, you can almost imagine, so you're going to go halfway down, that you're going to just pull this rope to just pull yourself back up. A little bit of fun, right? So halfway down, flex at those feet so the hamstrings are engaged. Then just take that rope. Really good miming, guys. I'm watching you. That looks really cool. Chris, very good. Wow. I almost think there's something there is a rope there. That's the fishing, maybe. 2 more, halfway down. Flex the feet. Dig those heels into the mat. Take that rope. Last one. Halfway down. Coming back up. I love it. All the way then. Take the arms up towards the ceiling. Breathing out. Circle the arms down and around. Touch the toes. Hamstring stretch. Breathing in, lift. Think about that chest lift. Then breathing out. Circle the arms. We're going all the way down. Into your full body stretch. Breathing out. Circle it round. Back towards your knees. If you want to take the rope here. You know where it is. 3 more, coming forwards, flexing those feet, lifting up, shine that heart upwards, coming down, circling round, breathing in to lift. So if we can get that upright position right up on the sit bones, then coming forwards, and lift, 2 more, circling with those arms. Think about that extension, that length at the back of the neck as you're in your full body stretch. Lifting up. Last one. Lift. Coming all the way down, keep that control. Into that extension. Circle it. Lifting up. Release. So coming, facing this way then. You grab a cushion if you want to get a little bit taller. Almost look like some sort of Buddha, don't I? Sat in front of the fireplace like this. Crossing legs or legs straight, whatever is comfortable. We're going to just do the spine twist. So find a steeple, index fingers together under the chin, thumbs into the sternum. Breathe in, get tall. Breathing out, tiny little twists, just looking across one of the knees. Breathing in to get tall and breathing out over. Should feel it on those long strands either side of the spine. So it's very different to sort of like the chest work, some of the other twists we've done. You won't feel that in those strands. You'll feel that kind of across the chest and other sort of areas. The spine twist is very kind of unique to get to those long strands by the spine. Breathing in, get tall. Breathing out, shoulders down away from ears. Edging into your twists. Last one. Coming back to center. Starfish the legs. Let's take the saw. So we've done this standing the last 2 weeks I've taught. So let's have a go at seated position, Flex the feet up to the ceiling so hamstrings engage. Arms out to the sides. Breathe in, get tall. Breathing out, twist. Breathing, get tall. And breathing out. Down for 3 little hand saws towards the foot. Then anchor. Other side. Get tall before we go down. 2 and 3. Again, just all this nice hamstring stretching, hip release stuff. Get tall as you breathe in. Then go in for your reach. And again. And coming down. How does it feel in this seated position compared to that standing? Although we haven't really pulsed in standing, so it might feel slightly different. 2 more. Last one. A little bit of a shake on the legs. Just we'll finish with a couple of the yogic breaths. I think it's really good for the nervous system. So one hand on the tummy, one hand on the chest. Breathe in, fill out the tummy. Bye, Joe. Lovely to see you. And exhale. Breathing in, fill out the tummy. Like as much as you can, just fill out that tummy with air. And release. One more like that. Breathing in, fill out the tummy. And release. Gotta remember to smile when I'm doing this. I'm concentrating. And again, breathing in, fill out the tummy. Now fill out the rib cage. And release. 2 more like that. Fill out the tummy. Fill out the rib cage. And release. Fill out the tummy. Fill out the rib cage. And release. A little bit more then. Fill out the tummy. Fill out the rib cage. Send it up right to the top of the chest. And release. And again, fill out the tummy. Fill out the chest. Fill out the rib cage. Fill out the chest. And release. One more. Tummy. Ribs. Chest. Take the hands away. Just see if you can do 3 now. Just following the breath into those areas without the hands there. So the tummy, the ribs, and the chest. And 2 more. Nice long exhales. Tummy, ribs, and chest. And release. Tummy, and ribs, and chest. So I've got a little quote, because I'm trying to finish with a few little quotes nowadays. And it was just something from Leonard Cohen. Ring the bells that still can ring. Forget your perfect offering. There's a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. Namaste.